Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So we are still on the same step in Scikit-Learn, but today we're going to be learning how to fill in values in our data. So in the previous video we learned how to convert our data into non-numerical values. Okay, so today we're going to be learning how to fill in these values if you had the case where your data set isn't ready, so it has loads of blank spaces in it. So let's start learning. Okay, so basically this is where we left off last time. Okay, so we left off last time where we looked at these amazing arrays and we managed to convert words like this, categorical values, into numerical values. So we managed to turn them into numbers using Scikit-Learn. Okay? So today we are going to learn how to fill in missing values. So this data set doesn't have any missing values, but I have a data set in here, and it is called car sales missing data. Okay, so it's got 1,000 lines, but it will have some non-filled spaces, so you won't be able to see that here, but if we try to view it we would see it probably. So we're going to put a nice heading. Oops, there we go. So nice heading here, so let's do 3 hashtags actually. So 1.2, so this is our third and final step. So for my heading I'm going to put, what if there were missing values? Okay, so what if there were missing values? So there are actually 2 ways you can approach this, make a solution for this. So if you want to approach a solution, then what you can do is do these 2 ways. So you can either fill them with some value. Okay, so that can also be called imputing. So you will hear this word in this video, or maybe next video. We'll still be doing this step in the next video, so we're just going to be looking at 2 different ways. And then the second way is to just straight up remove the samples or rows or columns with missing data altogether. Okay, so those are 2 ways. We're going to be exploring those both today, but we're going to be learning how to do this with 2 different libraries. So the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to import my car sales missing now. So here I'm going to write import car sales missing data. So I'm going to say car sales missing, a nice name, is equal to pd.read CSV. So mine is in my data folder, and so I'll put the path car sales missing data.csv. And then once we've done that, we're going to say car sales missing.head, and then we can view it. There we go. So you cannot really see the missing values, but if you were to see the whole data set, you would see some NaN values. Okay, so it'd look like this. Okay, so we can calculate how many NaN values are in our data set. So we can say car sales missing dot is NA. So that will show if there are any NaNs in there. Dot sum. So now we can calculate how many are there. Now, as you can see here, in make there's 49, color 50, and the rest are 50. So that is a whole lot of data we are dealing with and a whole lot of NaNs. So the first sensible thing to do is to split our data into features and labels matrices, aka x and y. So here I'm going to write create x and y. Okay, so it's the same old process again. So x is equal to car sales missing dot drop. We're going to drop the price column. Axis is equal to 1. So that's obviously, we want to drop the price column, not the price row, because there is no price row. And then y is even simpler. All we need to do is we need to say y is equal to car sales missing, and all we need to do is index the price column from there. So after we've done that, car sales, okay, so let's just re-import that. Okay, so that is this line. Okay, I thought I did something else. Don't worry. So that has worked now. So let's try convert it to numbers before we convert it to fill in the NaN values. So we're gonna copy the code up here so it can save us more time. So it would start with from Scikit-Learn pre-processing import one whole encoder. We did this in the previous video. So we're gonna copy all that sweet code and paste it here, and let us check if this will work. Okay, so we have gotten a value error. What does it say at the bottom? Input contains NaN. So we cannot convert NaNs into numbers. That will not work. So obviously we need to start filling in the values before we try to convert into numbers. So let me just show you the NaNs. Maybe you will at least see one. Car sales missing. We'll just type that in. And there we go. Here we've got a NaN right there. Okay, so no value in there. So we're going to explore the first option today. So our first option is we're going to do option 1. So what we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to fill missing data with pandas. So we're going to do this with pandas. Okay, so that's what we're going to explore today. So we are going to want to fill in the make, color, odometer, and dolls, the ones that say NaN, obviously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the random module for this. So the reason I did this is because if we have NaNs, we don't want to always do it with just one word, because it would be a bit more unreasonable, and also I think it's better if we keep it a bit random. So we sort of pick which car type we want in the NaN's place. So you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So first we want to fill the make. Let me put that there. Make column. Okay. So how we can do this is first I'm going to create a list of the makes. So like the makes we have here, the ones we have in our data set are Nissan, we have some Toyotas, and then we also have BMW and Honda. Okay, so those are our car makes. So we're going to randomly pick from any of these makes and put it in place of the NaN. So it's a bit more random and it feels like an actual data set, not just like something where we you know how can I explain this? Whoops, I have no idea what just happened there. So yeah, so what we're trying to do, we're actually going. So as I told you, the reason I did this random is because I want it to feel like an actual data set and not like we just picked one value and just spread it everywhere over the NaN. So it'd be a bit more natural. I think it'd be more natural if we did this. So I'm going to say car sales missing make. So we're going to fill in the make column here, dot fill NA, and then we're going to write random dot choice. So it will choose, that's why it's called random dot choice. And then we're going to pass in make, so it will choose from any of the values in this Python list. Okay, so now it'll be more natural, and then we're going to say in place is equal to true. So that means it will stay there, it won't go anywhere else. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fill the color column. Whoops, we're going to fill the color column. So now we're going to create a list of colors. So if you're unsure, what you can do is you can go up to here when we created a dummies thing last video. So these are all like the possible colors. So there's black, blue, green, red, and then white. Okay, so I already knew that, so I'm just going to put these in. So colors is equal to black, blue, green, red, and white. Okay, so those are the colors. So now that we have done that, we need to do the same step again. So we go car sales missing. It's good practice typing this all out just in case. So car sales missing color, not colors, dot fill NA. So again, we're going to go random dot choice, and we're going to pass in the colors list that we just made, and then we're going to go in place is equal to true. And now after we've done that, we're going to fill in the odometer km. So we can't really do a choice because there'd be far too many possible values. So what we're going to do is we're going to say car sales missing. It's very similar, except we sort of do a different operation, let's say. So odometer km. Whoops. Let me just put a comma on top of that. So let's just write fill in the odometer km column. Okay, I'm just trying to correct my errors. There you go. So yeah, here is now our code. So odometer km dot fill NA, and then we're going to go car sales missing. We're going to index to odometer km, and And then after we have index to it, what we're going to do is we're going to say dot mean. So we're going to do the mean of that. And then we're going to write in place is equal to true, because if it's numbers, it is actually quite hard to realize repeating values if there are other values there. So it doesn't really matter there. So now we're going to fill in the doors column. So now that you might be thinking, why can't we just do the mean for doors again? Well, the reason we're not going to do that is because the only doors, so like if we go up here, the only doors, like the numbers, is either 4, 5, or 3. So we don't need to find the mean for that. We can do that as a choice. So I'm going to write num of doors, so num is short for number, is equal to 5 or 3. So those are the only possible numbers we can have right now, because that would be weird. So we want it to fit in with the data set, so we're not going to add any more values. So we're going to say car sales missing. We index to doors, the column, dot fill NA, and then we're going to do random dot choice. We're going to pass in num of doors, and then after that we go in place is equal to true. Okay, so now that we have done that, that has given us a error. Which line is that on? Not line 5. Car sales missing make. Oh, it says makes. Yeah, so that will work. So now what we want to do is we want to check our data frame again. Because you don't want to go straight on it without knowing, without confirming that you have filled in all the values. So car sales missing dot is NA dot sum. There we go. So we've got 0 for all of this, and now we've got 50 for price. So because this is a label, and because it's also price, and we can't really predict the price because this is a labels column. You can't predict labels columns to fill in the empty values. So what we're going to do is we're just going to simply take away the columns that have NA on price. Okay, so here I'm going to write remove rows with missing price values. Okay, so this is very easy. We just have to go car sales missing dot drop NA, because the only NANs would be in the price column. So it doesn't matter if you say this. So in place is equal to true. And now that we have done that, we can check again. So we have car sales missing dot missing dot is NA dot sum. Okay, so now we should have all 0, but then if we check the length of car sales missing, it will now have 950 rows instead of 1000 rows. Okay, so 50 can be quite a big loss, but since you really have no choice, we'll just have to do this. Okay, so now we can convert this into numbers, but first we'll have to resplit it into features and labels. So we're going to have to go what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go x is equal to car sales missing dot drop. We're going to drop price. Axis is equal to 1. And then you've got y, which is equal to car sales missing. And all you want is a price column. So we run that. So many spelling mistakes. There we go. So now that we have done that, we can now just copy or paste the code that we had for converting non-numerical into numerical values. And then we can just run that. And there we go. It just worked. Okay, so this is the output we had in the last video when we converted it into not numerical values. So in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to use Scikit-Learn, so pure Scikit-Learn, because in this video I showed you how to do it with Pandas, but in the previous video, in the next video, we're going to be doing it with Scikit-Learn, so purely with Scikit-Learn, no Pandas. Well, Pandas bit is basically the datasets, but we're going to be using Scikit-Learn's functions and everything for next video. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. That would help a lot. If you have any doubts, please comment them in the comment section below. I will answer them as best as I can. And yeah, I guess that's the end of this video. Bye, and look out for my next video.